What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, as always, you know how it goes on this channel. We're going to be coming back with some more extremely spicy takes for Modern Warfare 2. But before we go ahead and get into the topic of today's video, I do want to let you guys know that I do stream every single day over on my Twitch channel. So if you want to expand a little bit further than just my YouTube channel, the link to my Twitch channel is down in the description of this video. We're usually live for about 6 to 8 hours, so there's plenty of time for you to go ahead and stop in. And also, with the current situation of skill-based matchmaking in Modern Warfare 2, as we all know, it is a horrible experience. It's one of the biggest reasons why this game is a pain to play sometimes. If you are solo, you are more than likely going to have a rough time. But on my stream, every single time I'm live, we do open lobby. So if you're looking for a team, if you're looking for a squad, by all means, tune into my stream. You can get my Activision ID from there. You can add me up, and anybody is welcome to join. I don't care if you're camo grinding. I don't care if you're a sweat. It doesn't bother me. We just like having a party of people because that's how Call of Duty should be played, with friends and other people who enjoy the Call of Duty experience. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, today's video is going to be an extremely spicy, hot take. Now, all across the internet, I am seeing tons of complaints, a lot of negativity revolving around Modern Warfare 2. Again, I can agree with you guys here and there, even though I'm not as extreme as a lot of you guys with my negativity for this game because I am having a really good time. There are things that I'm going to have to go ahead and sit aside and discuss 110%. So again, I understand some of the complaints, regarding skill-based matchmaking, ADS speeds, footstep noises, minimap, constant UAV spam. The list goes on. Like I said, don't worry. I know a lot of people think that I have nothing negative to talk about this game, but I have a whole list of things that must be fixed in order for this game to be successful. I'm just having a good time. I'm trying to ride out the happy wave before we have to go ahead and get down to business. But for the time being, like I said, let's get into some spicy hot takes. This one is going to be revolving around the movement in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Now, for those who don't know the whole backstory of the movement in this game, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2019 to Modern Warfare 2, they removed slide canceling. So in the beta, a lot of people were outraged about this feature being removed. And a lot of people actually found another glitch, another exploit to get it reintroduced into the game. And the funny thing about it is that it was an exploit to begin with, Modern Warfare 2019. And it was never supposed to be in the game. They made it even harder for people to get it in Modern Warfare 2. And people still find an exploit for it. It just never ends when it comes to the movement stuff in this game. But they nerfed it completely out of the game. People were outraged about this experience. People were completely pissed off about it. Me, on the other hand, it didn't really affect me. I like traditional OG classic Call of Duty vibes. That's what I'm all about. So to have no slide canceling, it's something that I adapted to in MW 2019. I was able to do it. It wasn't a problem. Anybody in the world can slide cancel. It's really not a hard technique to do, but it's a tedious one. It's an obnoxious one. Back in the day, our techniques were jump shotting, drop shotting, a single button. But, at the same time, you need to know how to use it, when to use it, what scenario it best suits in. It's a lot of factors to it, but it's not going to wear down your controllers, it's not going to wear down your keyboards, and it's not going to mess up your fingers because you have to abuse it in order to compete in these sweaty lobbies. If skill-based matchmaking was toned down, maybe I wouldn't mind having these movement mechanics in the game, but since skill-based matchmaking is cranked out all the time, there is no casual experience. It's either you learn how to do it or there's no other way to go ahead and play the game. So removing it wasn't a big problem for me. And then when the official build of Modern Warfare 2 dropped, they nerfed the bunny hopping. Now, like I said, the community was already outraged about them nerfing slide canceling. My God, you should have seen it when it happened, when they removed bunny hopping from this game. My whole feed was absolutely covered with people who were just extremely down about this change in Modern Warfare 2. Now, keep in mind, the B-hopping that they nerfed down was, being able to quadruple B-hop at one time. I mean, it's not like your traditional OG B-hopping. This is like B-hopping on crack, setting up a 2, 3, 4, 5 B-hop pattern so you're flying across the map. That is what everybody is disappointed about. Again, yeah, it was a skill gap. Yeah, it was something that you can do quite often. But am I mad about it? Not really. I have to be real. The movement feels almost identical to OG Classic Call of Duty. Honestly, it is identical to OG Classic Call of Duty. You can B-hop, honestly, way more than you could in Classic COD. You can B-hop one time in Classic COD, and all of your momentum is killed. Like I said, back in the day, it might have been a simple mechanic, but you had to pick and choose. If you're B-hopping, you have to either B-hop to cover, or you have to be confident in your B-hop, or you can go to a B-hop to a drop shot. You always have to think of a pattern because You're not getting out of that situation. You're not going to, run across the map, then be hop 5 times to another piece of cover on the other side of the map. No, you have to make one swift movement. So you have to think smartly about when you're going to do it, where you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it. And in Modern Warfare 2, you can still build momentum. It's faster than OG COD. You can B-hop more consistently than OG COD, but it's not as cracked out as MW 2019. The best way I can describe the movement in this game is literally right smack dab in the middle. Literally right smack dab in the middle. You have all the movement mechanics you could possibly imagine, which I personally love. You can drop shot in this game, you can dolphin dive in this game, you can slide in this game, and you can tack sprint in this game. Every single time in Call of Duty history, it's been split into one category. You could either dolphin dive, or you can either slide. You can do one or the other. You can't have everything all in one. No, not anymore. You have everything packed into one experience, and they all have their own OG vibes. And honestly, I have to go ahead and say this as well. Another extremely, extremely spicy hot take. I think that the current movement in Modern Warfare 2 is equal to, if not better, than the movement that we had previously in Modern Warfare 2 when people found an exploit for slide canceling and the B-hopping that we had before, and also Modern Warfare 2019. Honestly, I think that this movement is better than both those games combined. I really do think that people want spammy movement out of Call of Duty. That's what I'm seeing mostly, because people want unlimited slide canceling, they want unlimited tack sprinting, they want unlimited everything to be able to non-stop push. Again, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm a really OG classic Call of Duty guy. If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. I don't mind. My problem is when a lot of people are hating the movement in the game, and then in order to get the previous movement back, they're trying to pinpoint the old school Call of Duty games and claim that those titles were like that, when in reality, they were not. Those old school titles are what we're basically playing right here. Honestly, slower than what we're playing right here. The momentum that you have with B-hopping in Modern Warfare 2 is faster than what you had in the past. You didn't even have sliding in the past OG COD games. Sliding was that introduced in Ghosts? Sliding was never in the classic OG COD games. Dolphin diving was in some of them, but once again, it was always mix and match. You either pick one or the other, dolphin diving or sliding. At the end of the day, OG CODs were pretty darn slow, and you had your mechanics, you had your skill gap, but you couldn't abuse the skill gap. It wasn't something that you like I said, spammed. It wasn't spammy. It was something that you used at a time and place in order to take advantage of a gunfight or a situation. And when learned, when used correctly, you can navigate and you can move fastly throughout the maps. I think people just want that, that Black Ops 4 feel back. Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare. People really want that nonstop fast-paced movement. And I understand that. Like I said, I completely get where you're coming from. Those games were fun in their own ways, and they definitely stepped Call of Duty up to a whole different level that I never even thought Call of Duty could obtain, especially Black Ops 4. I never thought they can, make a boots-on-the-ground game that was faster than a jetpack title. That was revolutionary in its own type of way. But Infinity Ward, let's be real here. Infinite Warfare was their fastest title. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Ghost, Modern Warfare 2019, the movement was always more slow. You had your skill gaps, you had your jump shot, you had your drop shots, you had your reload cancels, but like I said, you pick your time and place. I really do enjoy the movement that we have here, and I'm not even mad whatsoever that they took away the unlimited B-hops. I think the B-hops are fine. Like I said, you can gain momentum within this game, so it's not a problem for me. And with all the other movement methods in this game, the fact that they give me every movement ever in the history of COD packed into one title, the possibilities are endless. The skill gaps are endless. The ways that you could avoid fights or even engage in fights are endless. I gotta say, I like it. And again, I know it's a hot take. I know people think that this reduces the skill gap. And I can, once again, see where you're coming from, because a lot of people think that, the faster that you could play, the better you're going to be. And honestly, that could be true as well. But personal preference, I think that this is just a perfect in-between for Call of Duty to go ahead and nail. They just have to go ahead and work on the footstep noise, because footstep noise along with movement don't go hand in hand. This game with Dead Silence is a completely different experience. I'm telling you guys right now, once you unlock Dead Silence, it's a whole different game. You can literally sprint up to enemies and they won't even react. That's how sound-based this game is. People don't use their eyes in Modern Warfare 2, ladies and gentlemen. People use their ears in this game, and that's a major problem, which once again we'll go ahead and talk about in the future. It has to be addressed. But for the time being, I think the movement is pretty solid. A few things changed around in the future, and I think the system will eventually grow on a ton of people. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. Bonus, I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also want to catch me live streams of video games, do over on Twitch. Link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you all next one. Peace out.